Hi everybody. Normally at the beginning of October, we hold a huge Oktoberfest party in our backyard. We invite 40 to 50 of our bestest friends to overindulge in beer and pork and pretzels. This year, because of COVID, we can't have that celebration. So what we've done is made a series of videos that highlights the foods we enjoy during Oktoberfest. We're going to kick this one off with potato pancakes. Prost! Hi, I'm Chef Frank, this is Protocooks, and today in our Oktoberfest series, we're gonna make potato pancakes. Every year at Proto Oktoberfest, we do potato pancakes, and they go very quickly. It's usually a huge hit. We serve them with a little sour cream, a little salt and pepper on top, and they are amazing. And it's a really, really simple dish that takes a little bit of technique, and we'll talk about that technique once we get into it. But it's something that is extremely popular, and it's very labor intensive because, with 40 to 50 people to feed, you don't want the potato pancakes to run out right away. This is what I use for my potato pancakes. 5 to 6 waxy potatoes like an Eastern potato or Yukon Gold. They're peeled and washed. 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. 1 small onion, vegetable oil for frying, but if you have chicken fat or duck fat or lard, have at it, and 1 egg. And of course, pepper, salt. First thing I'm gonna do is get my oil hot. I had some vegetable oil here. I'm gonna put that in the pan, but I also have a jug of vegetable oil, and I'm gonna kind of pan fry these, so I'm putting a good 1/2 inch of oil in my pan. I'm gonna preheat my oil, okay? And I'm probably gonna cook these at about 325, okay? So I have a grater, a box grater. I'm gonna use the large holes on this. I have my potatoes. I also have a towel. So one of the things that I do here is I'm gonna put my towel into the bowl, and I'm gonna grate into my towel, because what we're gonna do with the onion and the potato is squeeze the moisture out. If you don't squeeze the moisture out, your potato pancakes are soggy. And I want to get as much moisture out because potatoes and onions have tons of moisture. So we're going to squeeze as much moisture out as we can. It also stops the potatoes from browning. It gets rid of some of the excess starch, and the potatoes don't oxidize as quick. So we're going to grate the potatoes, and we're going to grate the onion, then we're going to squeeze them out. And I might have to do this in batches, right? I like to lay this on its side like this. I don't like to grate up and down. I like to lay my potatoes on this side. It's a little bit easier. I grate as much as I can. Okay, I'm not going to save these little pieces. Give them to the squirrels, I guess. So grate your potatoes right into the bowl, into your towel. If you have a machine, you could do these by machine. I'm going to take these out and put them in front of me. Okay, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to squeeze it. So you'll see I get a lot of liquid out of it, right? Squeeze out that excess liquid. I'm going to put this underneath here and just keep grating. And then our onion. Okay, get as much as you can, shake it out, and then squeeze the excess juice out of your onion. Cool? And everything goes into the bowl. Potatoes and onions are grated, wrung out. That's the key here. That's the big part of the technique you need to know. If you don't wring it out, they're going to be soggy and not get really crispy. The next thing we have to do is add an egg. I'm going to add 1 egg. I'm going to season it up really well. You have to season these really well. Potatoes take a lot of salt. I do a fair amount of black pepper. Just remember, when you add salt, it's going to draw some of the moisture out in your potatoes. So you want to kind of cook these right away after you mix. Okay, fair amount of salt. I'm going to mix this up first, get the egg all kind of mixed in and beat up. And then I'm just going to add enough flour to kind of bring it together. I don't really want a ton of flour in there. I really just want the flour and the egg there to hold it together so I have lots of potatoes. So you don't want this to be like a batter. You just want the flour to go there and hold it together. So it's between 1/4 and 1/2 cup. I had measured out a half cup, but I'm just starting out with a quarter of it, or half of that, or a quarter cup. I think that that's good. It's kind of holding it together, okay? So they're just to bind. Oh yeah. It's kind of tight. I have a nice, not batter, but a nice mixture that kind of holds together. We got our potato mixture ready to go. We have our oil hot. Let's check the temperature on our oil. It's about 360, and that's okay. I want around 350, 360. The other technique part of this is that you need to have your oil at the right temperature. If you add this to the pan and the oil is cold, they're going to soak up the oil like sponges. We want to drop them into hot oil so they form a crisp shell and they get tender on the inside. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is that if you don't want all-purpose flour in this, use potato starch, use cornstarch, use matzo meal. You can use ground up Rice Krispies for all I care, but you need some sort of starch to bind it. So you can use another starch. It doesn't need to be all-purpose flour. So we're going to fry these, and all I'm going to do is not going to be too specific. I have a spoon here, and I'm just going to drop them into my oil and kind of like form them into cakes, right? See what happens right away when I put them in the oil. They start to sizzle, and basically what that means is that the water inside the potato mixture is boiling off, okay? You know, just to simplify it, it's boiling off, right? I like my potato pancakes not to be formed too pretty. I like to have those crispy edges. I'm going to turn my heat up just a little. Remember that when you add a bunch of stuff to hot oil, it also cools the oil down. So we don't want to overload this pan. I'm probably going to do 5 or 6 in here. I'll put one in the middle. And I'm just going to let these fry until they're beautifully golden brown. Okay? Potato pancakes, I feel, are best eaten when they're freshly fried. They reheat okay, but they don't get crisp. One thing that I want to do when these are frying is just turn them. If you see the edges are getting brown, you can turn them occasionally. But when I see the edges get nice and golden brown like that, I just flip them over. Okay? You don't want to mess with them too much. Give them a good flip as the edges get brown. Nice. Flip them over. I'm using a fish spatula that has large holes so it doesn't really hold on to the oil all that much, right? And let them cook through. I think that those are beautiful. See the anticipation on my face, right? Like, and that's what it is. When I'm cooking these, people are like, are they done yet? Are they done yet? They're not. They're not. This recipe is relatively small. If you have a big crowd, you might have to do more potatoes. I'll probably get about, what do I have there? I have about 6. I'll probably get about 8 or 10 of these, and we'll eat them really quickly. But if you're going to do it for a large party, you're going to want to do a lot more potatoes. And you're going to want to get some hands to help. Hands to help you not only make them, but fry them as well. And normally there's a few hands around when we do Oktoberfest that are more than willing to help out, you know. It usually gives them first dibs on the hot potato pancakes. So I have my paper towels here to drain it on. Let's take them out, drain them really well, onto the paper towel. Crispy edges. Oh my goodness. Drain them. Nice. Okay, what I like to do when they freshly come out of the oil, sprinkle them with some extra salt. Okay, let's shut my heat off. Okay. Let them drain, make sure they drain, they're not greasy. They're going to have a little oil to them, but that's good. Let's taste. Look at that. Beautifully kind of craggly on the outside. It's not super round or anything. I don't mind that the shape's a little weird. Looks crispy. Let's see if we get that crunch. Slightly oily, crispy on the outside, salty, like kind of white and fluffy on the inside. I'd say I did a pretty good job. Potato pancakes for Oktoberfest. Everybody loves them. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the little bell. We try and do 1 video a week, get alerts. We have t-shirts for sale. I control the salt and need salt. Check the link down below. We also have a Patreon account. I want to thank all our patrons for supporting us. It's just great that you help us do what we love doing, making videos about food and cooking. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Chef Frank. Thanks for watching.